If you're still building AI wrappers in 2026, sorry to break it to you, but AI wrappers are dead. There was a period, say 2022, 2023, maybe even a bit of 2024, where you could just go out there, find an old concept that doesn't have any sort of AI in it, apply maybe some sort of AI API into the backend. So you have some simple AI generations. From there, you can pretty much do a mini sort of 0 to 1 idea behind the idea where it's like, oh, hey, this old concept doesn't have AI. I'm going to slap AI on it. Now it's this old idea plus AI. And all of a sudden, you have this wrapper that's producing money, right? Everyone was doing this and it was printing a lot of money. And long story short, the industry changes. AI is advancing faster than we know it. Every single week, there's some new model, some new competitor. Most recently, Grok 4.5 just released. Meta recently just announced one of their AIs, and it's also very competitive in price. So every single week, there's something new coming out, and the agentic tooling, how agents process and create and perform tasks for us, how good they are in zero-shotting prompts, all of it is getting significantly better. So when it comes to actually building an AI product, I mean, I'm just going to be sharing like my perspective, my 2 cents on the whole entire situation here. When it comes to actually building these things, and someone can easily just come in and replicate what you got, then where's the moat? When I'm talking to people, my friends, what they're building, what they're doing, there's all like the same underlying concern in the air. And that's, what's the moat here if software is not a moat? And pretty recently, I was also listening to a podcast, and one of the speakers, I believe it was actually Sam Altman, was speaking how AI is eventually going to just become like this everyday household commodity, right? Like just electricity, power, whatever. And things are shifting very, very fast because at some point it was an advantage for your app or your product. And now it's like every single app has it. And it's becoming easier to code with this because now you don't really necessarily need to be technical to code or build these things. Anyone can just build up their AI app and now all of a sudden they are a tech founder, right? So there is no real differentiation or sort of strong competitive moat or advantage when, say, you have a technical person. I mean, you don't even need a technical person on your team to even build these products anymore. And my 2 cents on this is that you shouldn't be building AI wrappers anymore. I found this post recently. It was shared by NFX, and it was actually a pretty interesting read. So I would also highly recommend you guys check it out. I can also link it in the video description below. But pretty much give some examples of how one of the ideas behind the post is verticalization. And the idea is pretty much to own the whole entire vertical in a niche or a space you are in. So you own the whole entire stack. So you're not just owning one simple layer, say just like the app layer or just say the manufacturing layer, but like the full entire stack. And it doesn't mean here you have to be doing some sort of deep tech future stuff. I'm certainly not doing it. I'm just pretty much following the ideas and just kind of figuring out how I can synthesize these ideas and then apply it to my own business or ideas or people I'm working with so we can have some sort of advantage and pretty much own the whole entire stack here. So we're not left off to pretty much just scraps and then all of a sudden someone comes in with a product, maybe they have better distribution, more capital to deploy than us, or some sort of other different advantage, and then all of a sudden we're left with scraps or pretty much nothing because someone can outspend us, someone can acquire customers better efficiently, maybe they can add more value. And this post pretty much goes into the whole idea behind what the argument here is. So I'm going to leave the link in the video, but you should definitely check that out. Another common idea that's being spoken about is the SaaS apocalypse, where it's pretty much like underlying theme where it's like, these agents are becoming so good. If you're not using Fable, maybe say Opus or whatever else you're potentially using, these apps can pretty much spin up these softwares in damn near 100% accuracy at how defined your prompt is on a single zero shot prompt. So you tell it like some sort of prompt to build you an app, a website, whatever, and maybe even provide some screenshots as context. And all of a sudden, you have a perfectly beautiful website. It's insane when you're using, say, like Claude Desktop, ChatGPT Desktop, or whatever, and this thing just spins up something beautiful. So the real question really here is, how do you build a defense or some sort of advantage in this era of wrappers when they're all dead, right? We all want to like build some sort of AI coding agent, maybe some AI software, maybe something interesting for our space. How do you build something that has still some sort of defensibility, but at the same time, you're not really subject to expensive ad costs, maybe being left behind, some studio, app studio, software studio, whatever, coming in and just stealing your idea, and then all of a sudden they're acquiring more customers. So how do you kind of build this? And I'm just going to pretty much show you my thoughts on what I'm currently doing and how I'm approaching this, because at the end of the day, business is just simple economics. And if you can acquire a customer for more expensively than say someone else and you're still profitable, then at the end of the day you can just outspend your competition. So the way I'm approaching it, like currently I'm working with a creator, and in the beginning, the person pretty much here, I'm going to show you how this also relates to software because it relates to pretty much anything you're doing. So now, like in the age of being a generalist, you pretty much need to know how to build anything, not just software, because being technical and knowing how to code or use agents is not really becoming a strong moat anymore, because anyone can just build your idea, steal it in a single rip, and now all of a sudden it's part of their stack, their internal tooling or whatever. And then next thing you know, your B2B SaaS or whatever you're doing is left behind. So how am I approaching this, and what can you potentially consider to also do? So in the beginning, when I was working with this creator, there was only like one offer here. So I'm just going to put O for offer. There was literally just one offer here, and this person had an audience. We're just gonna do A for audience, and we were funneling traffic, or she was funneling traffic to this audience, right? And there's one simple offer here, but here's the thing: there's many other creators in the space, and you can also imagine this is also other businesses, other software platforms, studios, whatever it is. These could be all different kinds of competition. And here's the thing: when everyone is offering the same idea, they're copying, because say all these people, they are just looking at, oh, what is this person doing, what is this person doing, how is this person making money, how is this person making money. So next thing you know, they're like, oh, look over here, this thing over here is producing all the money, so we're just going to copy and start offering the same exact offer, and not necessarily sending traffic to the same offer, but just copying the same offer. And this is quickly happening in software and AI apps and mobile apps. I mean, that space is pretty much like hot with that. I mean, you spin up one mobile app, next thing you know, you have like 5, 10, 20, 50 different competitors offering the same exact thing. Like, you remember when AI wrappers were super hot with, say, like photo editing the filters, or maybe say even animating the images to maybe even look like something with like some sort of like TikTok filters were doing it, and then all of a sudden all these AI, or I'm sorry, yeah, all these AI apps were doing it as well. So what kind of differentiation do you have there, right? Unless like you're one of the first people in the space, you had like a first mover advantage, or you had some sort of insight no one else had, then maybe, yeah, you're still producing money because you're still the kingpin at the top, and you're pretty much good, right? But what happens when you're in the situation when you know this offer works, but the thing is, like, I mean, there's probably if you're looking in a niche, there's probably only a limited amount of people in a niche, especially if you're like in a hyper small niche. So let's say there's like 100K people in this niche, and then everyone's offering this same thing. So this person used to have 100% of the share of, this offer being offered here. It doesn't mean they're, getting all the sales from this 100K audience, but of this 100K, maybe say 2% are in like the phase of their life to buy. So, these people are mostly probably buying this person's offer, but then all of a sudden, when all these other people enter the market, and now there are more opportunities, some people may be price cutting other people, some people may be offering a slight bit of different differentiation, and all of a sudden this 2% pie is becoming more and more smaller for this original person that started, and across all these other people, and not to also mention all the other competitors, products, businesses, new people looking to enter the market, who are also looking to offer the same exact thing. And that becomes a huge problem, because now your potential to earn 100K with this product or whatever it is now becomes much, much smaller, because the more competition you have, now you're just fighting for scraps at some point. So what do you do, and what are we currently doing with a partner I'm currently working with right now? So obviously the very first thing what you want to do, like if you're building any business, especially an online business, the very first thing I want to prioritize is, if we have the audience. So I know some people may not have an audience right away to build with, and that's totally fine. An audience here is not required, but if you do have one, that's a huge advantage. But if you don't have one, you can spend ads for it, you can do organic viral, you can figure out how to get customers a different way. That's for another video. I'm not gonna be talking about that here, so figure that out yourself. But if you have an audience and you're somehow, spending money to get a lead or whatever it is, you want to put them somewhere. And the most fundamental like piece of gold I've learned from just doing online businesses and stuff like that is, you want to build an email list, because if you have an email list, guess what? You can constantly contact the person again in the future about any other future offers you have, right? So whether, say, one offer could literally be about software, one offer can literally be about info, one offer can be about a service, one offer can be about a community you're launching, or you have one offer could be about an ecom product. It doesn't mean you have to have everything. But when we have a niche, and like, let's say we're working in, I don't know, the health space, maybe like something with like gut problems, right? You have gut problems. So like in niche space, gut problems for people over 40 and they're active, or like their moms or something like that. I don't know. You're in this space, right? And there's like only a limited amount of people in it. So what you want to do is you want to own the full entire stack. You can call this a money model, you can call this like a vertical, whatever it is. But when you have multiple offers and multiple opportunities to say or sell something to someone, you can monetize this list many times. Like we could have a 100K email list, and of this 100K, maybe say some people are interested in the software product. Maybe another percent are interested in the service. Maybe some people are interested in your ecom product, right? Maybe you have like a book or something, or maybe you have, I don't know, some sort of meter tracker, I don't know, some sort of pill or something you take for your gut health or some supplement, I don't know. But just because someone says no to this doesn't mean they will say no to this. They could say yes. They could say yes to this. They could say yes to everything else other than this. So if the first instinct you have when you come to say a niche and you're just trying to apply AI software or some sort of mobile app or SaaS or whatever, remember this thing is kind of becoming like commoditized because now anyone can build their software. The more like friends I have in the space and people I'm talking to, they're building all their internal tools where it's like you don't even need, say, tools like Clay anymore when you can just ask like an agent and then it will just find all the prospects, cross fact check everything, and then just spit you out an output that's more accurate probably than some of these tools. So if the first instinct you have is to build a software, then there is a potential risk here unless you have some sort of distribution advantage, unless you have some sort of network effect advantage, unless you have some sort of like IP advantage. I don't know what it is, some knowledge, information. You're at risk here if this is the first instinct you have. But here's the thing, like it's very possible where you can still, like, if you still want to just build AI or whatever, like it's very possible you could just literally offer AI as like a lead magnet where it could personalize them like a report, a PDF, some sort of information where now you gave this email list just to like, where now because someone was willing to enter your email list, you offered value in exchange for their email, right? Especially if this thing's being commoditized. What can you do? It doesn't mean you have to offer your software for free. Like you can still get people to charge for it. Like that's what I'm currently doing too myself, by the way, charging people to use our software. But at the same time, there's many approaches how you can take it. So whether you're using the software aspect to just build a lead magnet and it gives them some sort of custom report, right? And now you have an email. So you're building the email. And then here's the thing, like you're not limited just to building the software and just building a subscription recurring base with the SaaS. Now, since you have the email list, you can start building info offers like, oh, hey, like 7-day challenge or a 7-step process over 7 days, how you can improve your microbiome or something like that, right? So it's about this gut health thing. And after the 7 days, at the end of the book or like the 7-day email sequence or course that you create for yourself, you can offer these people a service. Hey, by the way, I can give you coaching for 30 days. We're guaranteed you will have a completely renewed microbiome where now you can easily go to the bathroom and now your stomach is not going to be hurting or giving you all these problems or causing all this diarrhea. And guess what, if you want to continue to get our service, you can also join our community for like $20 a month, right? And now you have a recurring. And guess what, by the way, if you join this community today, we can also give you these supplements first month free. After that, if you pay for a year in advance, we could give it to you for $99, right? Or pay, I don't know, like $10 a month or something like that for these supplements to be delivered to your house. So as you can see here, not only we're increasing the LTV, but we're not limited just to one offer because some people may say no to your initial offer. And thing is, some people may say yes to this, some people may say yes to this, but some people may say no to that. So if you can increase your LTV, you're not constrained to the platform costs, advertising costs, or wherever it is that you are selling your product or your offers, because you can outspend anyone. And also too, you're increasing the LTV constantly. Like if you're offering challenges, webinars, say info products, service products, communities, ecom, software, because one person can literally buy all these different products here. I know it's becoming messy here, but one person can literally buy all these products, and the next thing you know, you have an LTV of like $200 or even more. And it's constantly growing because you have a recurring, maybe you're offering more things, maybe you're doing like in-person stuff. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean you have to do things that are like very fulfillment heavy or task heavy. Like you can still make these offers very scalable just by focusing maybe on a few scalable ones like info, software, or anything else that just requires a little bit of your time input. But most importantly, if AI wrappers here are dead, then this is a potential way how you can look at it, because now you can look at it as a sort of grid or just like an option menu of, oh, hey, these are all the different offers I can offer. I have to figure out how to get the email list, like the contact, because wherever you go, like on social media or like anywhere in the world, you have to figure out how to get the contact from a person out there in the world. Once you get the contact, you can then sell them many times in many different offers and just continuously sell them over time. Because like look at a grocery store. Some of these grocery stores have like an LTV of like 2,000, 3,000, $5,000 because people live in the city for years and they just constantly go to the same few places to shop for groceries. So the same thing here. Like not only should you be focusing just on the front end just to acquire the customer, but also the back end, how much LTV you're doing. Because I like even just being in the mobile app space like a year ago when I was like really focused in on it, what happened was I just noticed like a lot of people, even though they're printing a lot of money, they would literally just front the LTV by getting people to buy the yearly subscription for 29 or like $30 for a year. And the next thing you know, people are unsubscribing or just not using their product again. And so it's just like they're really just trying to front cash now for like whatever annual plan they have versus getting the trial because the annual plan is way more competitive in price. And that's how they can acquire and constantly grow people, just focusing on front end acquisition, but no back end LTV, which is a problem. And simply being able to do this, I was able to take a partner from say 2K to 11K per month in less than like 40 days, like 35 days if we started like producing revenue about on day 5 of June, and then up to like now it's still like cooking. So I mean, this stuff works, and this is still mostly based off organic, and it's not like even adding any paid acquisition yet. So this stuff definitely freaking works, right? I mean, you can literally have it all. AI software, maybe you can have like an AI personalized info product that gets personalized for people, maybe even a service at some point when you're deploying agents or something to help someone solve a problem. Like you don't have to think that everything here has to have human labor at the end of the day, because now we live in this amazing time with all this technology. You can be very creative with it. But if you're just focusing on the AI wrapper, just slapping a chat GPT onto say some niche that is severely outdated, then I would argue that a lot of these ideas are just kind of running out because people are starting to look into odd spaces, or unless you're in a very, very weird niche, no one knows, or like one of the first people in a niche, then maybe you have some sort of advantage there. But just if you think that just going into space and you're just going to apply AI to whatever old niche that's outdated, then you're going to be at a loss, right? Very soon someone's going to copy you. Maybe they see the opportunity too, and then next thing you know, you're fighting for the same scraps with 100 other people. So that's my 2 cents on AI wrappers. Don't build AI wrapper, build a full money model, build a full vertical stack of different offers you can offer people. And at the end of the day, you can own the full entire stack in a niche, right? You can own everything. Like some people that are producing a shit ton of money, I see like in like even the spaces I'm in with this partner and other spaces, they literally own the whole stack. They have info products, books, they have communities, they have a software, they have a mobile app, they have, I don't know, some sort of service, right? And the LTV just continues to skyrocket, and they're not really at the mercy of like these high customer acquisition costs because they can continuously get their customers to spend more with them and raise their LTV simultaneously, while also to maintaining a sort of defense and competitive advantage to other people. Because some people will just come in, next thing you know, they apply a AI wrapper, and then all of a sudden they have these competitors, or they just don't have any differentiation because their app sounds too similar or just looks too similar to everything else in the market, and the next thing you know, they're dead. So that'll be all for the video. Hope you found it useful, and I'll see you in another one. See ya.